guarantee. So switch to Jackson Hewitt. Open late and weekends.
Now, the CBS 21 Political Insiders with Rob Hanrahan.
Time for the Insiders. We have Democrat Mark Singal and Republican Charlie Gerow. And gee, guys, what should we talk about? How about the State of the Union address
The Philadelphia
tonight?
Eagles.
I know you want to talk all Eagles, Charlie. I know that. This is a big speech for the president. A lot of people are saying it is his first State of the Union, although he did speak last year in front of Congress. Charlie, instead of asking, what do you think he'll say, I'd rather start out by asking both of you, and you can start. What should the president say tonight?
He should focus on the accomplishments of the past year, particularly with the economy, but also with foreign policy, where ISIS has basically been shrunk down to nothing. And he should lay out his agenda. Those are the two things that the Constitution asks of him: a report on the State of the Union, but also his recommendations. I think he has three specific things that he can talk to Congress about tonight with respect to his agenda: immigration and infrastructure, and finally, international trade, because those are issues upon which there can be consensus.
Mark, do you think we'll get specifics on those things?
No, but they're not bad talking points. You know, I know, Charlie, you've probably been in a State of the Union address or two. It's great pageantry. I have to say that the president is entitled to his time on the stage, and this is it. So I don't doubt that he's going to be effective if he just sticks to the script. And the script, the talking points that they've leaked out, as Charlie says, are quite good. Not only that, but most of those are things that he can get a lot of Democratic votes for if he doesn't step on his own headlines, if he doesn't screw this up by tweeting the next day. So from what I'm hearing, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and see what happens.
All right, what do you think, though, you talk about the pageantry and everything real quick, about some Democrats? A few are not going to go.
No. Many of the Black Caucus are boycotting, and because of some of his racially tinged statements. Many of the women are wearing black to emphasize the point of the Me Too movement and so on. You know what? I think the president's entitled to respect. I think you show up and you do your job, and you can disagree on stuff, but you got to just accept the fact that he's going to have 2 good days. So give him his 2 days, and then you can go back to it.
Well, Charlie, and I think the issue is staying on script or off script.
I think he will stay on script. He's actually practicing and rehearsing for this speech, which is really unusual for this president. So I think you will see what you saw last year, which even his critics had to say was a pretty darn good speech. When he spoke to Congress, you're right, it wasn't formally a State of the Union message, but it was the equivalency of that for a first-year president. And all these theatrics, I think Mark is absolutely right, will wash by the side. This is always, regardless of who's in office, the president's night, and tonight will be.
Will there be any theatrics, you guys, you think, between Democrats and Republicans who are watching, some maybe not applauding, some over-applauding? Or...
Well, you'll see the typical, you know, one side standing up and, you know, people bobbing up and down like, you know, merry-go-rounds.
That's every State of the Union. He's right. I mean, you know, but you will see when he enters the hall, these members of Congress elected to the greatest democratic institution in the history of the world, fawning like schoolboys and girls over, you know, who can get closest to him as he walks in. It's
no matter
almost
how
comical.
divisive it is, it always seems like it's just huge at that moment.
And keep your eye on the people who sit on the aisles. I'm always amused.
Oh, yeah.
We always have
Who sat there for hours to get
one or
that
two
spot.
congressmen from Pennsylvania who position themselves so they can get a candid shot with the president.
It's funny. Right there. Mark Singal, Charlie Gerow. Guys, come back tonight. We'll talk about this after the speech. We'll see what actually happens with the president. You can hear more from our political insiders Sunday mornings at 8:30 on CBS 21's Face the State. We'll have more reaction, as I said, from tonight's State of the Union address right here on CBS 21 News at 10 and 11.
And now, CBS 21 News First Warning Weather with Chief Meteorologist Tom Russell.